And we're live! Hey everyone, this is Robert Lee here, the executive video producer of ShaLaLaLa Productions, where we create marketing videos, as well as providing live streaming service to the medical and the educational community, with especially in pop culture. And I'm here with
Matt Haas. I have YouTube channels, quite a lot of them. I'm a tech geek, follow the tech news, and I help people be awesome on YouTube.
So, I thought it'd be kind of fun since last week we were taking Q&A, so I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to do more Q&A, as well as to go into some of the things that we observe, whether it's the trends in live streaming and some interesting new features. So I thought that while we're warming up and waiting for the questions to start piling in, we may just talk about some of the stuff that we talked about. One thing I like to hear about is your Amazon ventures there. So let's just fill us in as to how it's going.
Well, as an Amazon affiliate, I've been approved as an affiliate for quite some time. And but because I was approved, I am also approved, apparently, for their new streaming. When I say new, kind of new-ish.
Right.
Their new streaming feature, and you can stream to Amazon. And you have to put one or more items in the shelf that appears underneath the video, and it's a shopping cart shelf. And the idea is you do a live show, interact with your audience. They have a chat that you can see, and you can chat back to them. And if they want, they can buy the item right from the video page because it's obviously on Amazon, and Amazon's the world's largest online marketplace. It was good. I ran into a couple technical snags. It wasn't too hard to figure out. You have to stream at 30 frames a second. They will not let you stream at 60. So
Really?
Don't even try it. Yeah, no, it rejects it. It won't. The live button won't light up if it's 60 frames a second.
Oh, that stinks.
And then it was yelling at me because the kilobits weren't enough. The bandwidth I was throwing at them. What do they call that? The upload,
download,
baud, whatever it is. Yeah, but that just sort of fixed itself, I guess, and then it did light up.
Right.
Now you have to do everything from the phone, the app. It's an iPhone app, not Android. So you need to create the event on the app, and when you're ready to stream, you've got to hit the go live button from the app. Can't do anything on the web, on a browser, on the computer. It must be from the app. Now you can use vMix and OBS and Ecamm with it, because you can either have the phone's camera, which is the default, or you can tell it I have streaming software, and it will give you a unique stream key, which you can plug in. But it's not API'd on vMix and Ecamm and OBS, you have to hit go live, and then the preview button will light up, and then you have to preview it, and then you have to hit go live on the phone. So it's just a little, that's different. Like a lot of different services, you hit go live in your streaming app and it goes live on the platform because it's API'd in, and it can send that, it could talk to the platform. That's not the case with this. You have to, and if you want to make adjustments to the shelf, the shopping cart shelf, you have to do it on the phone. So if you're streaming and you want to add, like I started talking about these. This is a little smart plug that connects to your Wi-Fi network, and you can turn it on and off. But this was not in my shelf. So what I did was I went on my phone and I added that item through the app, and then it appeared live to everyone. So those are some minor technical things. Other than that, I mean, it's another platform. It's a platform where you can stream and talk to your audience and sell goods and services. And then anything I sell, of course, I get the affiliate dollars for it. So that's good. There's a couple things you got to look out for. They do not want you sending people off of Amazon Live going somewhere else.
Right.
So, there's been horror stories of people have lost their affiliate accounts and they've been shut out. And I do not want that to happen. So at the end, I was like, I'm on the internet. I don't want to say specifically where I am because I don't want to trip over any terms of service violations, but just find me out there. So the last thing I'll say about it is I had my avatar as my Awesome Wood Things logo.
Right.
And 6 minutes after I went live, they ripped it off. I guess they want an actual photo. Mm-hmm. So I put a photo of my face. And the only other thing is my name, my affiliate name is Awesome Wood Things. I can't change Awesome Wood Things. Now, I changed the name of the person running the show. Right. And the person running the show is now Wizard of Haas, because I have another brand called Wizard of Haas. I know it's kind of corny. So so when you go there, you'll see Awesome Wood Things and you'll see Wizard of Haas. So anyway, just kind of working through some of that stuff. But yeah, no, I had, I think it was 6 or 7 people, which is a first time.
Yep.
And one of the users was like Kindle Power User was his name. Like, I'm sure that was an Amazon employee who probably saw my avatar as this, and he hit the button, or he or she hit the button and killed it. But yeah, anyway, after you stream for 90 minutes, you get to unlock more features. I don't have no idea what the more features are, but I streamed for 25 minutes, so I'm going to stay on a little bit longer. So my second stream, which is going to be Tuesday at 6 p.m., the 23rd of February. And so anyway, I hope I'll have my 90 minutes in by then. Jim Bashir says Matt's goal is to crash YouTube with too many channels. Do you know there is a YouTuber? His what he does is he launches new channels.
Okay.
And he tries to get them to 100,000 subscribers without posting any videos.
What?
And he's done it several times. He'll launch a new channel, and his whole shtick is he wants to collect the YouTube awards, for 10,000, 100,000, million awards. Right. He has a whole wall of YouTube awards. I think he's got something like 15 channels. It's like Jack Sucks at Life is his main one.
Wow. And
then it says Jack sucks at baseball, Jack sucks at live stream. And then one time he went to submit for his creator award. He had 0 videos on the channel. It was an empty channel, and they rejected the award. They're like, you gotta have at least one video on your channel. Anyway.
Oh man. So based on your first experience, like what do you think is the pluses and minuses and things that you're sussing out?
Well, of course, the pluses are to catch the affiliate revenue from purchases. Yep. Another plus is Amazon's a huge place, and they have a huge built-in audience, so you could catch more unique people. Right. So that's a plus. And beyond that, we'll see. When you start jumping into things like this, you just got to see what it's like over the weeks that unfold. And I will, and if it doesn't turn out to be a good thing, then I won't do it. So that's the thing about the internet. I mean, I don't have to stream there forever. I'm
Right.
I'm doing it until I decide not to do it anymore. And who
Right.
knows? I mean, if I do 10 shows and no one's buying anything, I'm like, I might not do it anymore. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm going to try not to cross sell because I don't want the Amazon overlords to see me saying, "Oh, go to allthingsyoutube.com and sign up for my course that isn't on Amazon, and go to, all things YouTube on YouTube and spend a lot of time over there that's not on Amazon." See, I don't want them to just hit me with strikes. So we'll see. We'll see.
I hear you. That's pretty cool. Because the first episode, can I call it episodes or
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, because it's a show. I consider it a show.
Okay, so I mean, you talked about like lights and everything like that, which is pretty neat, and they had like some sort of like it almost like each product you're talking about. There's like a little bit of a link or an image down below, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's I think they call it a carousel. It's a little shopping cart, not shopping cart. It's a little shopping carousel. And now what I did is, I was using Ecamm and I switched over to screen sharing, and I screen shared the carousel. Like, I don't know what the protocol is. And then, I would click on an item and it would load the whole Amazon page, and I would go through the images, the glamour shots on the Amazon page, and I would talk about the specs and things like that. But I thought lights was good because I don't know if you picked this up about me, but I don't like spending money. All of these lights are super, super cheap. I mean, they're next to nothing. These floods are the most expensive lights I have, and you get two of them for, what was it, $70? So they're $35 each. But there's powerful lights, and
Right.
This light is like $19 for two of them. So I like cheap, but I like good quality too. So I thought that was a good thing to dip my toe into it, because I'm not slinging $600 pianos or $300 woodworking tools or very expensive cameras and things like that. But,
Right.
Yippers.
Let's see. So for me, I think what an interesting thing that came on my radar, because I know it seems like there's a never-ending supply of LinkedIn information that's thrown my way. But one of the things that I think we talked about in an earlier discussion, just like how it's good to have captions, subtitles with your video, just because there's always the option where people watching your video, they can't play the volume. But when you do a live video in LinkedIn Live, they don't offer video captions. So now get this. Restream is one of the platforms that allows you to stream directly into LinkedIn Live. And what they did was they offer a feature where if you stream into LinkedIn Live through Restream, they offer the option that you can include video caption, because as of the taping of the live show, that LinkedIn Live does not offer a video caption for it. So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So when you say captions, you're talking during the live show, they will put closed captioning on the live show, or is this after it's live for the replay, the closed captions appear, or both?
I believe at the very least, after the show, because I know Facebook Live and YouTube Live, the captions are offered after the show, but LinkedIn Live does not have any of that kind of feature. But now it's being offered. At least Restream's offering a solution for those that are doing a live in LinkedIn Live. So I thought it was interesting, just for the fact that you'd think LinkedIn Live would have that feature, but it's not built in. I remember when I was in the process of trying to get access to it, and I had asked them about it, they said that they didn't have that feature available, and the only way you could do that is if you solve it through post-production solution, which is to take the video, add the caption, and then upload it. But then that's just kind of like defeat the purpose, where if you're going live and then you have to, like, pretty much have to edit and then put it up there. I mean, it's different if you're doing like a marketing video and you're taking snippets of it and add it. But I mean, to take a whole show and then do that just for the fact where, Facebook Live and YouTube Live, they have that, after the show is already baked and stewed in their processing thingamajiggies.
Captions are a platform feature. Like if you were going to do a live show on LinkedIn Live and then the captions would appear automatically, that means LinkedIn Live has to do the heavy lift and put those captions in, which means they would have to hire web developers to get that feature up and running. So sounds like they don't want to do that.
But, I mean, because of, the ramifications where if not to have that feature, I mean, I'm not sure, like, if there's been any testing done of just like how much that affects the viewership of it. But I mean, every little bit helps, and the fact that it doesn't have there, it's interesting. But the fact that at least like a third party solution like a Restream that's offering that, it is interesting as to like the workaround or things to do to be able to get things that it's already offered like in other platforms like Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So
I have another LinkedIn question once we're off this topic. Go ahead.
Okay. So, but the reason I found out was that I got like a, like one of those offers with Restream where they say if you have a free account like I do and you want to upgrade, it's one of the things that they throw that carrot in front of you as to the advantage of upgrading to the account just because they have that feature now.
So Restream has tiers of service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free, standard, and professional, and then you have your commercial. I forget what it is for StreamYard, but yeah, go ahead.
It's a shame you even have to deal with Restream because you have vMix, and vMix can Restream inbuilt with the vMix software.
Yeah, but vMix doesn't have the ability to stream directly into LinkedIn Live,
that cannot be true. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying you're lying. I believe you, but I'm baffled that that's the case.
Well, when I asked vMix about it, they're like, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just kind of imagining what their voice is like, but it sounds like to me like, yeah, we want to be able to stream into LinkedIn Live, but
so doesn't LinkedIn give you a unique stream key and a streaming server URL? Can't you just plug that into vMix and go?
That's why you need to like a platform like Restream or StreamYard that offers that.
No. I mean, so okay. So you're telling me LinkedIn Live will give you a unique stream key and a unique server URL, and you plug that into vMix, and it craps the bed and doesn't work.
No, they don't offer any. They don't offer the ability for vMix to be able to stream in there. You'd have to go ahead.
Okay, time out. Does LinkedIn give you a unique stream key and a unique server URL? Yes or no? They don't. So the only way you can get into vMix and into LinkedIn Live is through their API.
Which they only give to third parties like StreamYard or Restream.
This is too much in the infancy to even pique my interest. I mean, yeah, LinkedIn is a behemoth. Yeah, LinkedIn is a force to be reckoned with and should be part of your strategy. But this is way in its infancy. You're in pre-beta. They need to get their act together. And I know what it takes to engineer the technical hurdles to make something like this happen on a worldwide product. And they're going way too slow. Like, I'm not saying it's simple, but this to me, this says they're not serious about this as a business option.
But
it sounds like they're just doing it for a check mark. Yeah, we finally did it.
It's funny you say that because as I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but yet there's a lot of people, and me included, were scrambling just to be able to at least be able to get into the platform. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they still have in their description how you need like a third party tool, in most cases, it's a paid service just to be able to just to stream right into it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. But so that was so the fact that that came up on a Restream offer, I thought it was interesting, just because I remember, I think probably last year when I approached LinkedIn asking them about that, and at that time they didn't have a solution. So the fact
I'm
that
a huge fan of closed captions. I worked with people in the W3C that were championing that they were champions of those features across the different products that the W3C does, and they're wicked smart, and they're all in it. And one guy was completely blind, with the seeing eye dog and everything, and it was interesting to get to know him and to be friends with him and to see the solutions he has to interact in the daily world. I mean, just think about it. You're in a hotel. Where's the exit? He had techniques with his seeing eye dog and other things, and he would have bells on his bag, just like a gym bag that he was carrying around with his stuff, and just little things that he did to make it easier for him to join society. And they were all about making sure all of the standards that they govern are compatible and cross-compatible and can talk. So it's easy to make one thing do something. The difficult thing in tech is to make all things do something. You got to get the whole industry with all of their products marching to the same drumbeat, because, your one app does this, but what you do in this app, can the other app see it? Can the other hardware see it? Can you? So I'm all about accessibility. All about it.
Yep. So for sure. So what are some of the things that you've seen in the, whether it's things you read or just what you hear?
I've got the obvious answer, the answer that everyone's saying. It's not unique, but Clubhouse. People are falling over themselves for Clubhouse. So that's a quick one. I went on it once and filled up the room with something else, and then I went on it again and no one joined. it's like feast or famine. But Clubhouse is quite the force to be reckoned with. Trends. I heard Facebook is doing a Clubhouse now. They're gonna straight up steal it, and you're going to be able to do Clubhouse inside of Facebook.
I'm still looking out for information just to see like how much they're trying to differentiate themselves from Clubhouse. But I think maybe like
I'd be surprised if it's not completely identical. I mean, that's what these tech companies do. They just steal it. I mean, what was it? Prairie Dog and they
Meerkat?
had the Meerkat. Was it Meerkat? Yeah. And it was Snapchat. They had the stories. Now everyone's got stories.
Fleet stories, something other. I can't blank.
Instagram has it. Facebook, they all got stories now, and shorts. With the short videos. Well, now YouTube stole that. It's like why? It must be okay. Here's $100 million. I want to buy your company. No, we're not selling it to you. Then the alternative is they just build the exact same feature.
Get the money and resources,
It must be brutal to be in tech and to be, seek venture capital and all. I mean, it just must be brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What's equally brutal is just that, now that, I got to remember this is still February, but I mean, now that a lot of people are streaming, regardless of what the platform is, that now a lot of the video production professionals or companies that they're marketing heavy of remote video production services, whether it's creating shows like this, or just for those that are a little bit leery to be able to do like a shoot on location, that that now that there's a lot more ads that I'm seeing, or just the different types of postings about the remote video production, whether it's do it yourself types of advice, or just like even the tools like I just talked about, like StreamYard or Restream as examples of for those that are trying to get their live streaming presence up and running. It's just, yeah, it's hard not to see something coming up on the ad, whether it's the notification Facebook, LinkedIn, even like the pre-roll ads on YouTube. It's just like it's like all over the place. So
Well, and
it's
when I hear remote production, that means the director is somewhere geographically different than where the capturing the footage, right? That's remote production. Remote production isn't Matt Haas doing a show in his house. That's not remote production, is it?
Well, I mean, let's say if you're doing a show from your house and you have like guests on the show,
Is that
and they're
really
not.
remote production?
Well, I mean, unless they're in your house. I mean, they're not. I mean, you have a guest
So
that's like,
Verbose Wednesdays is a remote production because I'm in Pennsylvania and you're in Massachusetts.
yeah.
No, that's yeah, okay.
Hey, I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
But
go
that's
ahead.
a little bit of a stretch, but okay, I'll
Yeah.
buy it. I'll
Well,
buy it.
here's the thing though. I mean, some shows, even if it's just something like this, I mean, there are people behind the scenes, and they may be like in New York or California, stuff like that. And that's an example of a remote production where even though like we're only doing, I mean, we're doing it on our own here, but there's actually production houses that are like not here as you, and they're like calling the shots, and so I could have like a director and mayor like, okay, go engage and talk to Matt, and that it's a bit of a extreme example, but I mean it that is something that's as an example of that, and it's interesting just that to see the work that goes behind even a show like this, when they have people behind the scenes, like with the folks on Live Streaming Pros, you have like mods working behind the scenes, and they probably have like some other I don't know, maybe like a director, producer, just kind of like.
I get it. I get it. The production has key people off site, but really a remote when I think of remote production, I think of the director, the person responsible for the content is not in the room where the camera is. That to me is remote production. True remote production, which is very difficult to do because you
Right.
can't slap someone. You can't, you're not there. They got to be on your video service in order to hear you and see you. Like you can't. So, but yeah, crazy. Remote production. Oh dear Lord.
Just trying to shaking things up. So yeah, so there could be someone's like, okay, cue the Van Damme clip, huh? Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I find it fascinating just as the types of production meeting that goes on where they like plan out. Okay, so like, for the first show, you're gonna talk about teaser XYZ, roll the clip, blah blah blah, and yeah, I mean that kind of stuff like you don't see on camera, but it's stuff that goes on behind, and small, large. I mean that's the chunk of it there as the kind of remote things that you don't see. Then that's they might do it like on a video conferencing or phone call and stuff, but it's all done outside of the
Yeah.
streaming.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Trends, as far as trends go,
Yep.
it seems to be conferences. People are learning how to do online conferences more so than ever. And that's a whole other skill set that you need. Live online conferences. It's sort of like doing a live show 10x. So that's
Yeah.
as far as trends, people are starting to learn how to do that and how to get people all at the same place, all at the same time, and engaging with the speaker. And again, that has a lot of difficult problems to solve.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it, about the particulars, but that is something people are starting to learn.
Yeah, and there's different levels. Like you have your conferences, like the webinars, the conventions. I mean, and I often wonder, like, if they use it interchangeably, like with virtual events, like if they're talking about like an actual, like conferences that you're describing, or like those shows that you'd see normally on TV, like those fashion shows or award ceremonies, and they would call those like either virtual events or virtual productions. And it's interesting just that the lengths that they would go to produce like a virtual studio where when they like could do like the award presentation, whether it's something that they would try to have something set up like in a remote area where you have like the presenter, or they would try to make an actual like a CGI type of like a virtual conference or a virtual studio and stuff. So the things like that, the lengths that they go to, it's interesting as to which direction they go to and the work that goes into it.
It can go really nuts for sure. But people are starting to figure out how to do that. And I just want to teach people how to be awesome on YouTube. And I don't know if I want to manage a whole. So that's what,
Yes.
as you move forward with being a content creator, it's like some of the avenues you can go down are whole businesses onto themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, do I really want 400 people all coming to watch the speaker at 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday? And that's a job. That's a whole job. Same thing with courses. I watched Tim Schmoyer talk about, he's a YouTube influencer.
Yep.
And he talked about courses. And he's like, look, this is a great tool. You can set your course up here. You bring your audience, and he did all of the pluses. I'm like, yeah, of course, this sounds great. And then you start getting into it. And you're like, oh my God, this is a whole business. Like, this isn't just like a chunk of one thing. Like, this is a whole business. Because, if you're laying down $90 a month to have this platform, you got to get $90 worth of new students every month just to break even. So then you got to start pumping dollars into Facebook ads and online advertising and marketing. You have to spend. So now you're talking about outgoing cash, incoming cash, and then you could go in the red if you don't do it, or you could feast for a couple months and then it could level. And like, I just want to make videos about being awesome on YouTube. Like, am I really spinning up this whole business? So when I see conferences and I see live events and I see courses, these are major business decisions. They're not just little things. And so
a lot of it, I mean, it's just a matter of like, to me, it's always weird whenever people ask or talk about the type of services. My goal is to make sure that they think it through so they know like what they want. Because sometimes if they want like a high power conference stuff, sometimes if they don't have the budget for it, something like this, like where it's like two folks talking, that may be the format they want. Or maybe if they want to do such a program like that, they better damn well sure know what the major goal of it as to why they're doing it, as to like what their outcome is. So the important thing for me is just make sure they think it through as to as I feel like I'm banging the drum, not so much for pre-production, but just what the goals and purpose are, so that way it can help you decide, what format you want to go, whether it's a conference, a highly produced virtual event, maybe somewhere in the middle, and they go from there. And because
Whoever's considering that better have something to sell so they can recoup their cost, because
you don't want to
people
see
are
them,
going to have to spend money for
or
sure.
in my case, I don't want them to see them go in flames.
You get paid no matter what, right? You don't get paid on the sales dollars.
Right, you don't want to be left in the cold.
Oh.
Oh, rats! I was gonna play that, but hey, that works for me.
I hit the wrong button on the soundboard. My soundboard's getting complicated with all of the optional noises on the sound pad.
Oh, I forget. Oh God. I think it was like early in the week. I was talking to John. For those tuning in, it's a good friend and our colleague John Kovaleski. And one of the things that he noticed in terms of like trends and such was that even like with live stream videos, that it's the whole idea of just getting viewers' attention. And one of the things that he noticed, I think what people are focusing on with their live stream is they're trying to start the show a lot sooner. So I don't know like how big of a trend it is, but just the idea that where I think some people are like cutting down their countdowns to like a short time frame so they can get right into the show, so they can get them for the first 3 seconds. Or in some cases they changed up where they start the show right away just so that they can get them in the first 3 seconds before they disappear. So and I forget if it was like people are starting to use like different visual cues just to kind of, make sure that they get the viewer's attention, whether it's my standby or.
Yeah. Well, people don't like to wait. They don't like to wait, especially for edited videos. Yeah, if you're not jumping straight into it, 8 seconds. If you're not doing something within the first 8 seconds, then people aren't going to stomach it. Now, live, they can go a little longer, but
yeah.
Yeah, don't just drone on in order to run down the clock. Your audience will know it. They'll know they're being strung along, and they won't tolerate it.
Yeah, just like in a basketball game, you see like a team up like 2 or 3, and they'll just like dribble down the ball. Like, oh. I almost like thinking they should like have like some sort of rule, like if you have like if it's like that tight a game, like 2 or 3 points, that they have to like at least get a play in there, not just like try to eat the clock down, so that way they can just like win in a squeaker. It's like.
Yeah. Careful with the sports references. I don't. They don't always resonate with me. Baseball. I like baseball. I'm a vice president of a AA affiliate minor league baseball team fan club. So I'm all into baseball.
I almost was gonna say the Senators, but that's the Nationals, right?
It's this. I am the vice president of the Senators, the Harrisburg Senators. They're the AA affiliate of the Washington Nationals. I'm not the vice president of the Washington Nationals fan club. No, I'm the vice president of Harrisburg Senators fan club.
So then you could probably like have people address you by senator then.
Well, I was going to run for Pennsylvania Senate.
Yeah?
And then when I went to a Senators game, I would be a senator at a Harrisburg Senators game. But
I'm just trying to think of the new banners and the logos that you have for that. You'd be like...
Harrisburg Senator goes to a Harrisburg Senators game.
So then would it be like Awesome Wood Senators or Awesome Senator?
All things Harrisburg Senators.
See? There you go. You better trademark that before someone takes it. Well, in looking at the chat boards, I don't think there's any pressing questions that folks have. So I thought like if there's nothing we have to add, maybe we just go right into final thoughts and just kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
So, and throwing it back to you, any final thoughts you'd like to add in terms of
Well,
what we talked about?
catch me on Amazon Live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Just search for either Awesome Wood Things or Wizard of Haas or both on my All Things YouTube Facebook group. I have posts to it, so you can find the links there.
And if
I
you have
will.
if you have the link handy, I mean, since you are a mod on the YouTube, you could throw it up there.
I shall find it. What else are my final thoughts? I'm still going to be jumping into Clubhouse here and there. I think I'm Matthew 999 on that service. So you can find me.
Wow, 998 mats on Clubhouse.
I think it's 999. You know, boy, these URLs are huge.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a way I can limit there. You have to take off the last chunk of it. Okay, in the chat is my Tuesday the 23rd Amazon Live link. Catch me there.
Very cool. Well, for me, it's just a matter of just kind of like recalling like an earlier conversation about with descriptions, especially like within YouTube, is to try to condense it and keep it simple. So I had a chance to do a slight house cleaning, so to neaten it up in terms of links of either different offers or at least where you can find Matt. So if you look at on YouTube or on the Facebook Live description, you'll find all the information there where you can follow Matt, as well as some of the ongoing efforts that I've been talking about at the end of the show, whether it's, people finding information about people wanting to help learn regarding with Black Lives Matter, NAACP, as well as the ongoing offer to help the medical frontliners and the hospitals with their efforts in terms of offering them a live stream service. So all that information can be found in the description on YouTube and Facebook Live, as well as if folks are interested in signing up for an email newsletter or
Fa-bam.
so.
Yeah, your video description game is certainly improving. I can see that in the description of this video. It's very nice. Got a bunch of asterisks for, sort of like rulers, sort of like rules, and then you've got the emoji. Your emoji game is strong. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah. The one thing I couldn't find, which I was bummed out about, was like when I was trying to find like a peace sign emoji, I couldn't find anything that had a lot of colors, and so I had to use that one that was kind of like black and white. I'm like, well, at least it was relevant, but it's just like, I just wanted to find something that was a little bit colorful just because this is not black and white.
I put a purple one in the chat. Purple peace sign.
Maybe I'll have to
That's the one that came up for YouTube.
Okay. So, let me just do one more visual check. No questions, I guess. So,
I got one more thing before we go.
Go ahead.
I was a guest on a show yesterday.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So Stephen Russ has the Facebook group. What is it? Marketers. Oh, what's the name? Yeah. Anyway, he invited me on, and we let's see if I can get back to it. Facebook Marketing Support.
Okay.
Is the group. Let me put the group in there. So, yeah. So he had me on, and we talked about niching down, and I shared the story about how I was doing the All Things YouTube show on my woodworking show, and how it really wasn't working out because people wanted to see me do woodworking, and then they see me talking about YouTube, and they're like, this isn't working for me,
Right.
rightfully so. And that was nice. So if you want to join a group about Facebook marketing support, Stephen Russ runs that, and it's a lot of fun. So I thank you, Stephen, for having me on, and look forward to more awesomeness from Facebook marketing support.
Share that over on Facebook, and then let me just grab the other link you have of the Amazon broadcast so that people can find.
I can barely hear you.
Sorry, I'm in my low mumbly voice, like.
Okay.
So I'm just grabbing those links that you just shared on YouTube and bringing it over to Facebook. So just give me a second here.
Okay. Yeah, apparently the group started out as a life coaching support group. So life coaches apparently were in there, and I was like, you know what? That really interests me. I've always thought I could perhaps be a life coach if I put my mind to it. So I joined the group because I wanted to see what it was like in the life coaching world. And then I think he shifted it from just focusing on life coaches to focusing on anyone who needs marketing. And so, yeah, that was interesting. And, I said earlier about how, you do this long enough and you start seeing trends and you start realizing that things are not the way they normally seem. And the parallel to that is, if you just deliver value and join communities and participate, you might get asked to be on a show. So I was asked to be on the show, and he asked me about my course, and I talked about my course. I had some questions about my course, and they gave me some guidance. I got 5 signups for my course just from that one show. And the success vector for a content creator is not to be in one community, and one community, you need multiple communities. So that was a good experience. That was a good week. That was a good experience, and met some new people, and now more people are learning how to be awesome on YouTube. And I just want to put that out there. Everyone talks about strategies to do this, strategies to do that, but frankly, if you put in the time and you run in these communities and you start answering questions and asking questions and just being there, opportunities could be presented to you. It's not only about you chasing them. It's just be part of the community, and you could be asked to be. Does that make sense? You could be asked. Anyway.
No, it does. Or
different way of looking at it.
Or that they just have you in mind if they have a question and stuff. So it works both ways, whether it's opportunities or just at least they view you as like a trusted, I don't know if I would say advisor, but just someone that they would go to as their know-it-all guru to answer questions, stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll get to that point, but I think they're just like, oh, there's this new guy. He's been in there for a couple weeks, and he's been doing this and doing that. It's like, he just asked me. He's like, hey, we're doing a show. We're going to have a few people on here and there. You want in? I'm like, yeah, it works for me. And then I think after I was on, then they learned more about me, and hopefully it gets to that point. But yeah. I was just a new member, and I was just enjoying what they were putting down, and I was in the conversation. Just think about that, people. Just sometimes stuff finds you just because you're in a community, a new community. So something to think about. Something to think about.
And I thought I had a graphic. No, that's not it. I must have it on a different preset. It was just a reminder to folks that we go back live on. I have to look at the calendar there.
3rd.
Thank you.
March 3rd.
March 3rd. Just that we changed the scheduling of our show, which is the first 3 Wednesdays of each month. Next week, we're off the air. I'll be on Thursday for a program called Verbose Perspective. Let me just throw that link there for folks to check out. And then we'll be back on live on the 3rd of March. Shoot. Let me just get that link there. And it'll be in the, I guess you could say in the chat for those that want to check it out. There's that. And
You're back to the mumbly voice.
Yep, I know.
Enunciate.
So in the chats on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, I'll put the link for Verbose Perspective, and again, we go back live on. Let me just do the March 3rd. Say.
I'll pop over into Verbose Perspectives after my co-hosting is over.
Thanks.
That same evening.
Let me see if I can get this to work here. There we go. So that's their next show, March 3rd there.
Did you just make that lower third live on the air?
Yep. I just had to put the right date in because it said 2020. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have a time machine. Yeah, so it should be a interesting show for next week. I'll try not to spoil it, but we may have a guest on a topic we just talked about earlier, so you definitely want to check that out. But yeah, so I think just gonna wrap it up. Just doing a little quick check to make sure there's no questions we might have missed. But no, it's been cool to just be able to kind of compare notes and as to like what we observe and kind of share with others, and I'm sure people will enjoy that when they check out the replay. So, as they say in wrestling, I'm tapped out, and I think Matt's tapped out too. So,
all right. See you on the 3rd, and I'll jump into Verbose Perspectives next Thursday.
Appreciate it, Matt. So, again, I've been Rob, and that's been
Matt.
And this has been Verbose Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everyone, and stay safe.